Okay, so this one is your most complicated one. So if you are just new to Excel, this might not be the best option. There's plenty of other ones that are a lot more simple. So I've kind of already filled in a bunch of it. I filled in all my expenses and my income. Now over here, this is a way to track expenses daily. So let's say this was for the month of May, and on May 1st, let's say that it was a Sunday, so description tithing, and let's say that I paid my tithing that day and I paid all of it, or let's just say I paid $100 in tithing. Then the next day was Monday. Oh, and I went grocery shopping and I went to Safeway. I mean, obviously, depending on where you live, you might have different stores, but a Safeway is a grocery store by my house. So let's just put that in the food category, and I spent $75.50. That day I also went to Walmart and we grabbed some toilet paper, and I'll put that in my household items category. And let's say that was $20. And then, you know, you could just fill them all in. On May 4th, I got gas. And then this is, let's say it was $40. So the key thing here is that this category column needs to match your expenses. That's how it works. Then what I do is I go over here and we're going to use something called the sum if for my actual column. So now it says the range. So that means, okay, I'm going to have you look at this category. And I'm just going to highlight because I'm going to be filling this out all during the month. So I'm just going to drag it down however far. You can always adjust it later. Then my criteria, I'm going to have them look for my tithing and then my sum range. So basically what it does is, so it says, okay, I'm going to have you look for everything in here to have tithing, and then you're going to give me the amount, and that's going to be the number. So you'll notice that I put $100 here, so it automatically added it. Say, you know, the next week on May 8th, let's say I pay my tithing again, and I put in $50, then you'll see how it automatically changes it. So then you can just drag this down and it'll do that for all of your categories. Now the reason it didn't do that here, forgot to do this, you need to see if you notice down here on the fun, it moved this category down, it moved the range down one each time. So in order to prevent that from doing, you have to do what's called to keep it the same. So you'll put a $sign before and a $sign after. And basically what that does is it basically says every time you're looking, I'm just going to look at these two columns. So now if I drag it down, you'll notice that they did work because it's always starting at the top instead of shifting down each time. So that's kind of the way to get around that. And then you have your remaining column and all of that. So like I said, this one's a little bit more complicated. So if you're not used to Excel, it might not be the best, but I use this one for my personal budget, and I love it because it allows me to put a description. You don't have to have this description column, but it kind of gives me a good idea of what I bought, especially if you have like an other category, then I can put exactly what it was for, and then there's no questions of what it was for. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.